I love Tyla. She is definitely one of my favorite pop girls out right now, and I've been a stan for quite some time. I remember seeing her on my For You page for the first time. I skipped her videos twice, but then she just kept appearing on my FYP, so I decided to just stop and actually listen and watch her videos. And to put it shortly, I fell in love. When I tell you I had her song Water on repeat for weeks, I am not exaggerating. Listened to it in the car while doing cardio, literally 24/7, streaming that song because it was that addictive. And I wasn't the only one. Many of you might know Tyla from her viral hit, Water. It blew up on TikTok, was #1 on the Billboard US Afrobeats Songs chart for 6 weeks. It was her first song to appear on the Billboard Hot 100, and it peaked inside the top 10 at #7. She became the first African artist to have a solo song reach 1 billion streams on Spotify, peaking at #8 on the global Spotify chart with a whopping 3.71 million daily streams. The song was also nominated in the Best African Music Performance category at the 2024 Grammys. Tyla won the award in that category, making Water the first ever winner of Best African Music Performance, a brand new category introduced that year. So yeah, safe to say that song was a successful viral hit. But of course, with your first hit comes one-hit wonder accusations. Even after she dropped her debut self-titled album, people were still doubting her. Not me though. After listening to her debut album when it dropped, that solidified Tyla's position for me. Not only is it a great debut album, it's just a great album in general, and I listen to it virtually every day. But anyway, after Water, she subsequently dropped Art and Truth or Dare as singles, and they saw moderate success, but nothing noteworthy. She really didn't have another global hit on her hands until she dropped Push to Start. Push to Start was a single from her Tyla Plus album, which was just a deluxe version of her debut album. When I tell y'all I loved not only this song, but the other 2 songs from the deluxe so much from the day they released, I am not joking. She just doesn't miss. The song has sold over 500,000 units in the US alone, and is sitting comfortably at 410 million streams on Spotify, peaked at #1 on the Billboard US Afrobeats Songs chart, and is nominated for a Grammy at the 2026 Grammy Awards. So yeah, it's a hit. Now you would think that even after having 2 solo global hits under her belt in such little time, that would make all the doubters and unbelievers stop doubting her. But no, not even that was enough. Tyla has faced a few controversies, and they've played a role in why some people have questioned her long-term success and staying power in the industry. There's the one about the VMA trophy, but the most notable being about her racial identity. We all remember the Breakfast Club interview.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not?
Oh, I like that. We keep that in the interview too.
And she subsequently posted this on her Instagram story. Because of this situation, a lot of people were saying that her career was over, or at the very least, it was over in the United States.
And when it got to that point of the interview, when he asked her about her identity, and she turned and looked at him and didn't say nothing, I literally was like this watching the interview. Because I was like, anything that she does after this interview is not going to hit right.
And things only got worse once her WWWP We Wanna Party EP dropped. This mixtape has 4 songs, and she released music videos for 3 of the 4 songs. On August 6th, 2025, it was announced that the mixtape only sold 3.7 thousand units in the US in its first week of release. Once this tweet was posted, everyone went haywire.
The fact that Tyla only sold 3K units on her new album is actually hilarious to me, because when people were calling her an uppity African, she thought it was so cute to double down and put it in her bio and try to like clock people thinking that she was gonna come out on top. But girl, it don't work like that. The people is what hold you up. If you think you're gonna step on people to get to the top, that's not how it works. Literally, it's us fans and people who support you. If you don't have no support, you're not gonna keep going. Like, what makes you think people want to listen to you if you're being like a fake mean girl vibes? Like, it never gave that. And it's like, girl, you literally just came in the game. You don't have the status to give Mariah Carey, Nicki Minaj energy. Like, no, it's not giving that.
I will say that in defense of this mixtape, it was barely promoted, and there were no physical copies. Sure, she dropped music videos for 3 songs, but besides that, there was barely any promotion. But yeah, after this, so many people were saying her career was over. I particularly didn't care about these numbers because, like I said, it's just a mixtape. Saying her career was over because of this is just exaggerating. Nonetheless, Tyla didn't drop another solo song for months, and in October of this year, she finally dropped Chanel. This song right here is proof that Tyla is here to stay. She continues to prove herself time and time again. Now, this song did have a slow start on the charts. It debuted with 1,036,491 unfiltered streams on Spotify and dropped to 525,906 the next day, nearly a 50% drop in streams. And of course, this just reinforced people's narratives that Tyla was not here to stay. She's done in the US, she's an industry plant, blah blah blah. But then it started gaining traction, and now it's smashing. Just 2 days ago, December 13th, Chanel by Tyla earned its biggest streaming day on Spotify with 3.3 million plays. It was the most streamed song by an African artist on Spotify for over 25 consecutive days, and it remains #1 on the UK Afrobeats singles chart for 7 weeks. Since releasing Chanel, Tyla has extended her record for the most monthly listeners for a South African and female African artist in Spotify history, peaking at 38.3 million, and the song is starting to gain traction in America as well. It has sold over 100,000 units in the US alone, plus it debuted at number 198 on Spotify US with 311,000 streams, and rose to a new peak of number 139, plus 29 spots, on the USA Spotify chart with 401,849 streams. And on top of that, Chanel reached a new peak of number 1 on the bubbling under Hot 100 chart, despite having virtually no radio airplay. And we all know you need radio plays in America if you want to chart on Billboard Hot 100. And if it wasn't for all of the Christmas songs dominating the charts right now, Chanel's chart positions would actually be higher. Unlike the songs on her We Want a Party EP, Chanel is actually getting some decent promotion. Her label even went as far as giving away real Chanel bags in NYC and LA. And of course, her performing the song on tour, while it's also gaining virality, is only boosting it more and more. So yeah, Tyla is doing just fine. I don't understand why so many people expect a young artist like Tyla to have everything figured out instantly. I understand that Water was a smash hit so early into her career, but y'all put some insane expectations onto her, and despite all that, she continues to move with grace. Sold out concerts, constantly going viral, moving up on the charts. She refused to not only be a one-hit wonder, but she refused to give in to the narratives people pushed onto her. But I also want to dive into why I think Tyla has managed to continue to elevate in her music and on the charts, despite many people waiting for her to fail. Well, there's the first aspect of her personality being very relatable and her music staying true to her authentic style. I don't understand people who go online and say that Tyla needs to have a dramatic story behind her music in order for it to sell well. I think that would just make her come off as inauthentic, or her performing music that she doesn't connect with. If you watch Tyla perform on stage, you can tell she is just having fun. She loves her music, and she loves what she does. Her forcing herself to make music that follows a narrative she doesn't connect with would just hinder her as an artist. I remember this Variety interview from earlier this year, where Tyla talked about how she was being pressured to conform to a mainstream sound at the beginning of her career. She talked about how the people around her and her record label wanted her to do a sound she didn't connect with, one of those sounds being bubblegum pop. And throughout that process, she said that she cried because she did not connect with it at all. But despite all that, that situation only made her love for making African music even stronger. And then Water was born. If you listen to most of Tyla's music, the best way to describe her songs is fun, just like her personality. If you watch her interviews, TikToks, live streams, or even follow her on Twitter, it's very obvious that she's just a fun gal. She doesn't try to be someone she isn't, and I think people like that about her. Like, I'm sure you've seen this iconic interview.
What's your favorite thing about black men?
Woo!
and this one.
My guilty pleasure, Coke. Not Coco. Coca-Cola.
Hi, he's a little shy.
You can't be shy, boy.
Yeah,
If you want something, you must come take it.
What would you say is the smartest thing you've ever done?
Pour water on my back on stage.
She shouldn't make a false story just to sell music. I think she should stay authentic to herself and she will be just fine. If being fun, happy, and staying true to your culture is authentic to who you are as a person, then that's how you should present yourself as an artist. And that's exactly what Tyla does. Her authenticity is one of the main reasons why she constantly goes viral, which ties into my next point. This girl is the queen of virality, and in this day and age, virality sells. Whether it's her dancing, her outfits, her songs, her memes, she's always going viral for something. And all that does is make her more famous, obviously, but it also makes her music rise more and more on the charts. Now, obviously, you can't just rely on virality if you want a long career in the music industry. We've seen so many artists rely solely on virality to sell their music, and it never sticks. But the beauty of Tyla is that she doesn't rely solely on virality. It's been 2 years since Water blew up, and she already has a recognizable brand and concept and signature sonic identity. She continues to build on this, and it just makes her fan base grow larger and larger. I mean, we've seen so many artists try to reheat those water nachos after it went viral, so it's obvious Tyla's doing something right. If you listen to her debut album, it's clear that she's dedicated to making good music, but you don't even have to listen to her debut album. You can hear it in the We Wanna Party EP. With Tyla, I don't think it's about reheating water nachos or doing something over and over again because it worked once. It's clear she's dedicated to evolving her sound and evolving as an artist, and that's why I'm confident that she will have a long career. And like I mentioned earlier, Tyla establishing a highly recognizable concept, brand, and sonic identity so early in her career is a particularly strategic and forward-thinking move. Many new artists spend years refining their image and sound, often struggling to differentiate themselves in an increasingly saturated market. But Tyla has entered the industry with a clear artistic vision that is immediately identifiable, allowing audiences to quickly associate her name with a specific sound, aesthetic, and performance style. This early clarity not only strengthens her market positioning, but also enhances her long-term potential. A cohesive brand and sonic identity make it easier for listeners to form a lasting connection with her work, while also providing consistency across releases, visuals, and live performances. Another reason why she's getting bigger and bigger is because she doesn't just focus on one area of the world. She is truly a global artist. But of course, there's the problem of capturing the attention of the US audience. It's obvious that her record label wants her to do good over here in the US, and some people say that capturing the US audience is the key to having a long and sustainable music career. I understand that Tyla is not liked by some audiences in America, but I believe that with time, Tyla will only achieve more and more success within the US market. She has achieved so much in such little time, and it's gotten to the point where people expect her to have everything in a blink of an eye. But some things do take time, and I believe that with time, she will achieve this. I think that saying that she will never be big in the US is an exaggeration. All it takes is the right song and good promotion, and she could easily have a good career in the US. But that's not to say that she isn't doing good in the US, especially for a foreign artist. And the last reason why she continues to just get bigger and bigger is because she is just genuinely talented. In a day and age where talent amongst music artists is an afterthought, Tyla is giving us actual good live vocals, choreography, charisma, and stage presence. You can say what you want about Tyla, but one thing you cannot say is that she is not talented. And that talent is very obvious, especially when she's on stage. Like I mentioned earlier, Tyla is a natural-born performer. She just sold out a concert in India where about 60,000 people attended, so yeah, she's doing just fine. Anyways, let me know your thoughts below so we can get a discussion going, and I'll see you in the next one.